And we're rolling, baby, with the Long Balls Golf Podcast. Dr. Jake Berman here, the originator of the Berman method of golf performance, where we help you move better so you can hit the ball further, strike the ball more consistently, and play more frequently. Even if you're over the age of 60, that's one of the biggest challenges that aging golfers have is the body just does not move the way that it used to, and you start to lose distance. You start to lose consistency. Your back starts getting tired and fatigued, and that turns into pain, aches and pains, stiffness, and now you can't play back-to-back days. You struggle going on the guy's golf trip, the annual golf trip, because you just can't physically hold up to it anymore. And that's essentially what the Berman method came from. That's what it was all about, was I was helping my demographic in the physical therapy clinic, which was primarily aging golfers, helping them get back out on the golf course, helping them overcome back pain. And that's where it all started. Today, I want to talk about the most effective way to improve your consistency. And I'm saying this is the most effective way because I myself have benefited from this, but more importantly, my clients have benefited from this. And it's so simple yet so overlooked that I want to spend today's episode talking about it and trying to give you some immediately actionable things that you can start doing today, right here, right now, to start improving your consistency. But before we get into that, super excited. I know I've been teasing it the past couple of weeks. Our membership site is live. It is live. It is going. It is active. It is functional. There is tons and tons of content on this thing. We've been working tirelessly behind the scenes trying to get this thing put together and presented to you. And it is available. It is up and running. And we've got some ridiculously low introductory prices right now. They will not stay this low for long. I promise you that. And it's at info. Just go to info, I-N-F-O, info.bermangolf.com/membership site. We'll link to the show notes in it so you can just click on the link. It's info.bermangolf.com/membership site. Go and check it out. It is freaking awesome. We also been teasing out a couple of tiny offers that we've had the past few weeks, couple of months, where we've got a putting program. We've got a biomechanics program. We've got a how to fix your slice program. And these are little tiny offers. They're also ridiculously low price, $9.99 right now, just to try to give something to you guys to get some value out of this stuff, because I know the main reason why I'm pricing these things so low right now is because as we've been building this membership site behind the scenes, I've been doing tons and tons of research on our competitors, all the people out there in the digital golf world, and there's so much crap. I mean, it's just filled with crap upon crap, and it's all the same thing. It's all talking about this technical stuff that is really good for 20 and 30-year-olds, but not so effective for the vast majority of golfers over the age of 50. So I've been spending tons and tons of time R&D trying to figure out what is it that I can offer that has way more value than the money that I'm asking you for, and this is what we've come up here temporarily. We'll keep building it out as we go through this thing. And all of those little tiny offers, they are included in your membership site, depending on which membership you get. So there's ways to get teasers or tasters with the little tiny offers that we'll also try to link to in the show notes here. Or just get the membership site or get access to the membership site and you get access to everything. So this is super exciting. info.bermangolf.com/membership site. Super simple. Don't overthink it. Type it in. Click on the show notes. Go to the website, bermangolf.com, and you can see it in products there. It's all over our socials. It's everywhere. Have fun with it. This is really, really cool stuff, filled with tons of content. And again, prices will not stay as low as they are right now for long. This is an introductory thing. Take advantage of it while you can right now and have some fun. Transitioning back into what I wanted to talk to today, which is the most effective way to improve your consistency. And again, I am a product of this thing. The reason why I'm so confident in this thing is because not only has it helped so many of my customers in the golf room, it's also helped me personally. So I've gone on record multiple times stating how I've struggled with really trying to use my body efficiently, effectively, meaning that when I watch really good golfers, it looks effortlessly. And when I look at their athletic ability and I look at my athletic ability, I'm going, there's no reason. No, this is me trying to be as humble as possible. There's no reason why I should not be able to execute a golf shot the way that it's meant to be executed, meaning as efficient as possible, letting my body work as efficient as possible. So over the past year, I've been working with Case, our PGA pro, to transition from what I had been doing, which is a very, very aggressive, violent, ballistic, fast golf swing, reproducing okay results, not consistent at all. You know, when I got a hold of it the way I wanted to get a hold of it, it was freaking smoked. It didn't matter which club I had in my hand, absolutely smoked. But then there was other times where it's like, what in the heck was that? Like complete shank, complete duff. And it's like, how is that possible? So anyways, the thing that has helped me the most was learning how to use my body to swing the golf club, not my hands, not my athletic ability, but using my body to hit the golf club. And this goes back to, this is where it originally started with the foam roller drill. If you don't know what the foam roller drill is, you must be brand new into my world, because the foam roller drill is by far the most popular drill that I've ever put out on the internet. I mean, everybody just freaking loves this drill because it just helps you feel what it's supposed to feel like to use your body to rotate versus your hands and your arms to rotate. So I came up with this drill way back in the day. This was back before Berman Golf even officially existed. And it was just my way to try to take the variables out of the equation: hands, arms, golf club, golf ball. Take all those things out of the equation and just get back to basics. How do you rotate? How do you stay on spine angle? How do you rotate within a cylinder? And it helped out tremendously. The way you do it is you put a foam roller, a 36-inch foam roller, you put one end of it against your chest, and you stick the other end straight out away from your chest, and you reach your hands out on either side of it. So like you're hugging it with straight elbows. Your fingertips most likely will not reach the end of the foam roller. And then you get into golf posture. Then you do a backswing, and you're focusing on keeping your head in place, not letting it sway or duck or raise or anything. You're focusing on keeping your right knee flexed or bent, not letting it straighten into the backswing. And you're feeling, where's the rotation coming from? And what you should notice is the top of your backswing, the foam roller might get to parallel with the floor. I mean, it's very rare that if your head doesn't move at all and your right knee stays flexed, if you're a right-handed golfer, that the foam roller will get past parallel with the floor. And then we can take, if you just held that position statically and I took that foam roller away from you and put a golf club in your hand, that should be the top of your backswing, because that is all your body is physically capable of doing. meaning that if the club goes back any further into the backswing, you are no longer doing it with your body. You are now manipulating it or getting the motion from your arms or your wrists. That's the only way you could possibly do it. If you maintain the right knee flex and your head doesn't sway, so you're maintaining spine angle. And if you keep going back further, the only way you can physically do it is if your arms fold and your wrists extend, essentially, right? So you're hinging your wrists. The problem with that is that now you've added more variables. And if you're struggling with consistency, the first thing that you have to do is eliminate variables. I heard Case say this a few weeks back, or maybe a couple of months back, when he was coaching me one day, and it just made all the sense in the world. Because I was working on a drill, I was working on the 90-90 drill, or the Y-to-Y drill, which I'll get to here in a second. And I was like, man, I just want to go back further. I want to hinge my wrists. I want to try to give it a little bit more. And he said, go ahead and try it. And sure enough, the next shot I made, freaking shanked it right off the hosel, almost put a hole in the wall. It's like, what in the world? I mean, just absolutely nuts. And he goes, you have to remember, always go back to the basics, that the most important thing in the golf swing is contact. There's nothing more important in the golf swing than contact. Everybody's so focused on generating club head speed, generating lag and rotation and all this other stuff. Speed is absolutely irrelevant if you don't have good contact. And he goes, think about it this way. How many times do you shank a putter? And I jokingly said, me? Every other shot. He goes, no, seriously, shank it. Like, hit it off the hosel. How often do you do it? I said, never. It's never happened ever in the history of my golfing career. Never shanked a putter. He goes, why do you think that is? I said, because the motion is much smaller. And he goes, exactly. It's much smaller. It's much more controlled. You're controlling the club face. You're controlling your contact. And I said, okay, touche. He goes, now let's go to the next club. How many times do you shank a pitch? And I said, never. I mean, I might chunk it or top it, but I don't ever shank it. And he goes, why? And I said, okay, it's probably the same answer. Because I'm controlling the club face and I'm controlling the position of it as it's coming towards the golf ball. He's like, exactly. The thing that changes as the swing gets bigger is the club face position. If you could keep the club face square the whole entire time, then contact should not be an issue because you're having a square club face at the golf ball every single time. Problem is, as soon as we incorporate the arms and the wrist, hinging the wrist into the golf swing, now it becomes a timing game. Now it becomes like, oh man, we didn't just add one or two variables to the equation. We've added exponentially more variables to the equation because there's so much motion that occurs with the wrist hinge alone that it is exponentially harder to get it back to where it needs to be when you're doing a full speed golf swing. So he said that's why we're going to focus on the Y-to-Y drill or the 90-to-90 drill. So the Y-to-Y drill or the 90-to-90 drill is supposed to be performed with a wedge first. Always practice this with a wedge first. So the shortest iron you have. And then as you get better with this, then you can start moving to longer clubs and ultimately get to the big dog. So what you do is it's the same exact thing as the foam roller drill. It's the same exact motion. You just have a club in your hand now. So with the foam roller drill, you got the foam roller, one end is against your chest and your arms are reached out towards the end of the foam roller. And you go into your backswing and the foam roller gets to parallel to the floor in the backswing. And then you do the swing through and the club gets parallel to the floor in the swing through. You don't finish the swing with the foam roller drill. So it's really just meant to go from 90 degrees to the right, 90 degrees to the left. It's only meant to teach your brain what it feels like to get your body to do that motion. So now, with a wedge, we're going to do the same exact thing. Put the wedge in your hand, golf stance, go into the backswing. Now, this is the most important thing. Your body is going to stop literally in the same exact position as it did with the foam roller drill, which means that you're going to keep your hands directly in front of your chest, and the club head is still going to be directly in front of your chest. Now, this is an extreme exaggeration, but again, this is part of training. This is part of practice. So you're in the address position with your wedge. Go to the backswing where your back is pointing to the target. Your chest is directly away from the target. Your hands are still directly in front of your chest, exactly as they are with the foam roller drill. So again, if you've not done the foam roller drill, this is not going to make sense, me trying to speak through your speakers right now. It's not going to make as much sense until you do the foam roller drill. Check the show notes. Check it out on YouTube. Check it out anywhere. It's everywhere. Top of the backswing with the wedge. Your hands are still directly in front of your chest. Your right elbow is still straight, so do not fold your right elbow. It's going to feel so weird. Trust me, I know. I did this. So trying to keep both your left and your right elbow straight, that's going to help you keep your hands directly in front of your chest at the top of your backswing. Then do not hinge your wrist at all. So that means the club head is also still directly in front of your chest in the top of the backswing. So chest, hands, straight line down the shaft, club head, it's all in a perfect line. If you had an alignment stick or a longer alignment stick from your chest all the way to the club head, it would be in a perfect line. Same exact line that it's in at the address position. Chest, hands, club face. Keep that same exact line at the top of the backswing. It should feel so tight, so awkward. You should feel your core working like crazy. You should feel your shoulder turn coming from your thoracic spine, your middle back. You should feel your right hip working like crazy, assuming you're keeping your right knee bent. You should feel your right foot working like crazy, trying to push that right foot through the ground. This should not be easy. You should be sweating after the 5th or 10th or even 15th at the most rep. And then you work your way back down towards the golf ball. This is done slow at first. Do not try to hit the ball with significant speed. Work your way back down to the golf ball. Get to the golf ball. Push the club face through the golf ball and keep going to the finish position, which is the club head is pointing right at the target. So that's 90 degrees to your left now. Same thing. Chest, hands, and club face are all pointing directly at the target. This is the 90-90 drill, or the Y to Y drill. The Y, the reason why it's called the Y is because at the top of the backswing and at the finish position, both your left elbow and right elbow are still straight. That's creating the top of the Y, and the shaft is creating the stem of the Y. So the Y to Y drill. So you just do this over and over again, slowly, not trying to hit the golf ball with any speed. Top of the backswing, chest, hands, club head, all pointing in the same, or all in the same line. Rotate your body back down towards the golf ball. Let the club face move through the golf ball. The golf ball might roll 1 or 2 feet. And then finish the golf swing with your chest and your hands and the golf club head, or the club head, pointing at the target. It should feel really tight there too. This is the Y to Y drill, the 90-90 drill. Same exact thing as the foam roller drill. And then you just start to speed it up. And then you go a little bit faster, and you get a little bit faster. And the first thing that you'll notice is that your wrist will want to start to hinge at the top of the backswing. Stay disciplined and do not let your wrist hinge. Do not let your right elbow flex at the top of the backswing if you're a right-handed golfer, and just keep disciplined and start working your way through the golf ball. 10-yard shot, 20-yard shot, 30-yard shot, 40-yard shot. Finishing the position, finishing the swing with your chest, hands, and club face pointing at the target. And then just go faster and faster and faster. So now we got the wedge and we're shooting a 50-yard shot, a 75-yard shot, a 100-yard shot. And this is the thing that blew my freaking mind. After practicing this for a while and getting better at actually executing it, because here's the kicker, is you usually have a hard time hitting the golf ball as you're learning this, because your brain only knows how to hit the golf ball with the manipulation that you do with your hands and your wrists. So now you're trying to hit the golf ball without your hands and your wrists, and you're only using your body, and it just takes a while for your brain to figure it out. Once it does, this is the thing that frustrated me and excited me all at the same time. I was doing, prior to this drill, my wedge is averaging 125-yard carry, right? So if I get a 125-yard carry, I'm really happy with that. That was pretty much exactly what I would love to do consistently. Then I moved to this Y-to-Y drill, and I was focusing on 100-yard shots, then 110-yard shots. And the thing about it, this is the important thing to remember note is that it didn't feel like I was working hard at all. It felt like it was almost 50% effort compared to my normal 125-yard full intensity swing wedge shot, right? I was getting 110 yards with what felt like 50% effort. And I'm going, you gotta be kidding me. How did I just get 110 yards? And it just felt like it was 50% effort, halfway back, halfway through. I mean, it just didn't feel like it should have resulted in that shot straight. It freaking went straight every single time. And I'm going, this is nuts. So then I started adding a little more core activation, a little more focus on my shoulder turn coming from my thoracic spine, a little more focus on getting through the golf ball. And now I'm hitting a 125-yard shot carry with the wedge with the 90-90 drill. And I'm going, you've got to be freaking kidding me. This is 70, 75%, probably not even that high. It's probably 60 to 70% effort compared to my prior intensity before this drill. And I was getting the same exact freaking result. I'm going, this is nuts. But what was more exciting was it was over and over and over again. There was no spread. There was no variation. I mean, there was a 10-yard radius that I was hitting. Sorry, not radius, diameter. There's a 10-yard diameter that I'm landing these 125-yard carry wedges in. And I'm going, this is nuts. None of them were shanked. None of them were topped. None of them were sliced or pulled. It was just over and over again as I'm going through this training. I'm like, wow, this feels good. This feels really, really good. I'm not working hard at all, and I'm getting the exact distance that I want to get in the first place. So then I started incorporating the same exact swing, the 90-90 swing, the Y-to-Y swing, the foam roller drill essentially, with the 7-iron. And the same thing started happening. I'm going, this is freaking nuts. It feels like it's a 50% range of motion swing, 50% intensity swing, and I'm getting the same distance that I should be getting. Then I worked my way up to the big dog. And the best part about this is as you start getting more confident of the swing, the motion. As you start getting more control of your body in this motion, then you just naturally start letting the swing through finish, meaning that the majority of the motion stops at chest, hands to the target. And then it kind of just continues on effortlessly into the traditional finished position. And the most rewarding part about this was when I played the last time I played, or the first time I played after really, really putting some time into this drill. Prior to this, the driver was my nemesis. I mean, if I got a hold of it, I got a hold of it. 300, 310, whatever. It just bombed. But then there was other times where it's like, what in the world was that? Holy banana slice or whatever you could, like the worst shot shape you could possibly imagine. It's like, how is that possible after just bombing one straight? No shot shape at all, just a straight ball, 300 yards down the middle. And then this horrendous other thing where it couldn't even find a fairway if it tried. So then the next time I played after really practicing this drill, the first 3 tee shots were absolutely horrible. Horrible. Just like I've been capable of doing my whole golf career. Horrible. I'm going, what in the world just happened? But on that 4th tee box, I really was able to focus on what it was that I wasn't doing, that I was doing in the practice room. And it was just some technical thing that's not really relevant to you. And I got up on that tee box and I said, okay, here we go. Just let it go. So I focused on stopping my body in the 90 position on the top of the backswing. And I got through the golf ball and let my hands finish the way that they should. And it was absolutely piped right down the middle. 285 yards right down the middle. And I'm going, oh, wow, that felt great. So then the next tee box, I got more confident and I did it again. 298. And I'm going, oh, man, this is exciting. Fast forward to the end of the round, I did not miss a fairway the rest of the round. So there was 14 tee shots and not a single 14 tee boxes that you could use driver on. And prior to this, I would be strategic on tee boxes and be like, oh, there's some trouble up there. I should probably use a rescue or 7-iron or something off the box here. I shouldn't hit the big stick because I don't know what's going to happen. As soon as I got that confidence and feeling how effortless it was and the result that was occurring, I hit driver off every single tee box that was drivable for the rest of the round, and I did not miss a fairway, and it was one of the most rewarding rounds that I had had in years, absolutely years. So out of the first 3 tee shots or tee boxes with driver just being absolutely horrible, the next 11 were so much fun. The amount of confidence that I had, I just got up there, teed it up, gripped it, and ripped it, and knew exactly what was going to happen, and it did happen. And I'm just going, this is so much fun because every single approach shot that I had on par 4s was a freaking wedge. It was absolutely amazing. Every single approach shot on the par 4s after those first 3 was a wedge. And I'm like, this is fun. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Consistently being in the fairway, consistently being in the distance that you can control, that you can recover from, meaning that second shot, approach shot, a wedge in my hand instead of a long iron or a wood. It was just the absolute most fun that I had had in years. It was just addicting. Like it was a drug. It was like, wow. And then I go back and I reflect on it and I say, why did this happen? How did it happen? And it happened because I had been spending hours and hours practicing that 90 to 90 drill. I've been practicing most of the time with a wedge. I wasn't even practicing, I would say 90% of my practice was with the wedge. Just getting my body used to that 90-90 position or motion, that 90-90 motion. And I am 100% confident that that's why I was able to reap the benefits from my time. And that's the same thing that my clients are doing. You know, I had been preaching to them for years, but I wasn't taking my own medicine. Finally, I did, and it's like, wow, this is awesome. So that's my take home for you guys today is please do not underestimate the value of the foam roller drill. Translate the foam roller drill into the 90-90 drill or the Y-to-Y drill with a wedge. And do it methodically, slow, and then slowly build up speed over time. And do this for hours, not all at once, obviously, but make this a regular part of your training process, and you will reap the benefits from it. This is just one of the many, many things that we have on our membership site right now, so I touched on that earlier today. Make sure you go and check it out. info.bermangolf.com/membership site. We'll link to the show notes. Check it out. Absolutely filled and packed with value. If you got any questions or concerns, reach out to me, distance@bermangolf.com. We're still offering a complimentary first swing analysis for all of our virtual followers that are national and international. We got a ton of people in Canada and the UK that have been following us lately and commenting and interacting with us lately. So thank you very much, all of the out-of-countryers. If you want us to check out your swing, first one's on me. Email it to us, distance@bermangolf.com, and we'll check it out. And I'll tell you, this is what I think the low-hanging fruit is. Make sure you like and subscribe to this podcast. Please like and subscribe. If you've got an extra 60 seconds, review us. Let me know what you think. Email me questions. Email me, distance@bermangolf.com, and I'll go over your questions. Comments, love it. Thank you again for everything, and stay tuned. Until next time, we'll have some more exciting news.